Well, hello and welcome to another live stream. I just realized I don't have my notes, but that's okay. I have quite a bit tonight, so let's see if we can cover this all. Hopefully at some point here, Eric's going to join us. Eric Togel, like you remember him from the Volvo overlanding trip. And apparently he just went out on another one, told him I wanted to hear some details, see how the car is doing, touch base. He's the first person I've known to drive a regular Volvo off-road, so... First, I'd like to start by saying a special thank you to Leslie, Overland Trail Guides, Overland Family Man, for helping support this channel. I really, really appreciate the support you guys have offered me. I hope that what I'm providing is making it worth it, whether also with this content and the content we're posting on Patreon. So again, thank you all. I also wanted to mention that I started a Facebook group called Bluebeard Adventures. Figure it's becoming kind of a trademark. People are calling me Bluebeard, which is great. It's fine. I'm just to be clear, it's all good. To share a little bit of information about myself. I'm not so good with names. Sometimes it takes me a bit to remember people's names, so I have absolutely no problem with titles, if you will. X-Country, hello. Thank you for joining me again. I greatly appreciate it. Thanks for having me on your show. I believe it was just last week. Time is flying so fast that I just simply can't keep track of it much anymore. So I created the Facebook group because people are trying to reach out to me, and I wanted to be able to create a regular place people could connect with not just me, but with others. Share your adventures, share your pictures, share your videos. Also, hopefully share your locations. That's kind of what the locations is the one I'm trying to emphasize right now, so we can work together to discover new places, find out what's out there. As you know, my channel was, the premise is Mendocino National Forest, but I'm not opposed to all the other forests and all the other areas, state campgrounds, BLM, Dolphin National Parks. Great, bring it on. If you had a great time there and you're willing to share your adventure, whether it be pictures or videos or descriptions, whatever, hey, throw it in there. Let's all chat. So if you'd like to become a part of that community, it's free of charge. Just hit me up and I'll let you in. Let's see here. So again, it's the main premise was an easy way for us all to communicate and also for us to share and grow this community to work together, because there's a lot out there, and if we don't work together, it's really impossible for somebody like me to cover all the forest all by myself. So I figured this would be a good way to cover more of the forest. So let's do it. Let's see here. So I titled this tonight Big Sur. Eric brought it to my attention about what's going on down in Big Sur, about the problems they're having with people basically, from the research I'm doing, they're apparently just physically moving signs out of the way and going dispersed camping. Normally the dispersed camping wouldn't be a big deal up in the Mendocino National Forest. Not normally. I should start over again. Moving the signs out of the way is a bad idea. Part of the problem it's creating is that they're not able to manage the traffic for people coming in and out. So one example was given that if there's a fire and there's this many people down in there, it's going to be chaos. The road is only wide enough for cars to go one direction. If a fire engine has to go one direction in and everybody else escaping has to come out, either the people are going to get hurt by the fire, or the fire department's not going to be able to get there quick enough to get ahead of the fire before it escapes. What's up, Kevin? How's it going? Thanks for joining me again. Appreciate it. I really like it when I see people on a regular basis. It makes me feel not only special, but I'm being heard. I'm doing this not just for myself. It is actually offering some sort of good to the rest of you. So thank you, both X-Country, Kevin, and whoever else is watching. I do appreciate it. Please chime in. This is a user influence channel or a show. So if you've got a question or topic, we can steer that direction and just head that way. Otherwise, in the meantime, I've got all these little notes I've been writing for the last few hours on things that I thought it'd be good to go over. So without further ado, here we go. So they're also finding that because people are dispersed camping up there, it's not really set up for going to the bathroom. There's also no waste facility, meaning like trash. So they're finding garbage all over the place. They're finding people are not burying their human waste. Animals are digging it up. People aren't burying it. It's getting scattered about. It's not only disgusting to look at, but it's a health hazard. I mentioned it before about Or actually, I haven't mentioned it before on the show, but I've mentioned to somebody once camping before was, well, what do you bury? Well, it's like, you don't want a fly to land on and then go fly over to your food. So basically, all of your human waste, just bury it and then check your regulations and make sure it's deep enough. But up there, apparently, people aren't even burying it. Also, they're abusing the roads. So a phrase I like to use, and I'm sure I'm not the only one, is if you abuse it, you lose it. So now, because so many people have abused it by moving the signs out of the way, out of closed areas, not obeying the rules and the regulations, they're not just shutting down particular areas, they're closing down whole roads, entire roads. I believe I have a link here, which I'll post as soon as I'm done. I'll post it in the description so you can take a look also. Let's go here, screen share, ding, ding. Oh, does that look right? No, other way around. Eeps, my bad. There we go. Close this little thing. No, you cannot have my location. So they actually have a video, but I'm not going to play that for copyright reasons. But on here they do, let's make it a little bigger, easier to see if you happen to be on a mobile device. I'll try not to go too fast and make you sick, but nope, be quiet. Don't ding me. They go over all the little tidbits I've talked about so far, plus some, but they mention the roads that are going to be closed. The effective date's the 7th, so that looks like it was a few days ago through October 19th. That's an easy number to remember. That's right by my birthday on the 22nd, but not of 2020. Let's see here. So they go over some of the reasons, and it's kind of disgusting. It's also kind of sad that they actually had to do this. There are places that are set up for dispersed camping. There are places that are set up that have bathrooms and trash facilities. They're not that hard to find. With a little bit of diligence, you can find some awesome camping out there that you can enjoy and be legal and not be that guy, if you will. Switch back over to here. Not be that guy. No one wants to be that guy. It's not good. Not good for any of us. Let's see here. So we've got deer season pretty much like it's already here in some locations, and then it's going to be I guess it works its way north. As a hunter who hasn't gone in many years, I'm not very good at understanding the regulations, especially with deer zones and whatnot. So just consider it's already started. But the first 2 weeks is generally what's known as archery season. So you can only use a bow and an arrow. The number of people willing to hunt like that are very few and far between, comparatively speaking, compared to rifle hunting. I was out in, let's just say, a quick landmark, Pleasant Meadows area last year. I think a week or two after, I think it was a week after archery season had started. I didn't see that many people. There weren't that many up there at all. But I was told by several on that trip that, yeah, come a couple of weeks when rifle season starts, you don't want to be up here. It's not only packed with people, but it's kind of a safety hazard. I heard rumor from one friend that stayed up in Board Tree Campground last week on Thursday that he was really surprised there were a whole bunch of campers and RVs and whatnot, but there was no one staying there. So I reminded him that it's because people are basically squatting. They're staking their claim to a spot. Maybe that group has stayed there for multiple generations, and they want to secure that spot, so they go park a trailer there and they're camping there. Now that might not be technically legal, but it's doesn't appear to be a big problem, or they would enforce it. So it's fine by me. I don't really care. But with that said, having more people out there on the roads for deer season, I thought I'd bring up a few other points. And here's one of them. I actually found a link to, or an article to it. I think I click this again. Let's see, remove. How do I go back to screen sharing? Had to stream. Oh, there we go. That works. So right-of-way rules. This actually does apply in California. I did check. So let's make this bigger, easier to read if you happen to be on a smaller device. I'll go slow so we don't make people sick. Downhill facing drivers must yield. So if you're on a mountain road, it is California state law that you are. Now, I guess as I say that, though, caveat would be that if you're in the national forest, you're on federal land. So if you know the answer to that one, throw it in the chat or in the in the comments after this live stream. I'd like to know, because I didn't think about that before I brought this on, that you're actually on national forest land. But anyway, it's a good idea. Part of the reason being that if you're towing or driving a bigger vehicle, upward momentum is hard to regain or sometimes get back altogether. Also, it's easier to back up a vehicle up a hill than it is to back a vehicle down a hill. So keep that in mind. If you see somebody coming, slowly move over to the side and get out of their way and let them go by. Make this smaller. No, it just makes it bigger. So they're also talking about, which I was unaware of and I've yet to verify. So you're required when you're off-road, I'm looking for the actual spot, to have your headlights on. In California and several other states, keeping your headlights on while driving on mountain roads is mandatory. Even if it's not legally required, leaving your headlights on in a low visibility environment is a smart move. I would expand on that by saying that when I'm off road, sometimes if I feel my visibility is extra low, if I'm in the bright, if I'm driving with the sun behind me, that means that the cars coming at me, you're going to have a hard time seeing me. So I might turn on my fog lights in addition to my headlights, just as a thought. Honking your horn around a turn. If you're somebody like me, I generally listen to music. There's a reason why I bought the Bose stereo in the Chevy and the Harman Kardon in the Subaru. I like good music. So if you honk your horn around a turn, chances are I'm not going to hear you. So that's just a thought I'd spread out there so that people are careful. Because I have been in a head-on collision up on M1 Whole Mountain. We were headed up. Kid was coming down, going like 45 around a turn, and we were going slow. And even though we were going 10 to 15, he couldn't stop in time. We watched the whole thing. He coming around the turn, he slid straight and went right into us. He was found at fault because he was headed downhill and he was also speeding. So that wasn't much fun. Nobody likes dealing with insurance companies. My buddy's truck got pretty messed up, but we both walked away. Appears to be no permanent damage, so that's a good thing. Yeah, that's a really good thing. Let's see here. So also with the increased traffic, I would remind people to keep your dust down. If you're going to be doing rally racing, there's a time and a place for everything. And when you're in busy areas on the national forests or BLM, a lot of people are going to be going to Indian Valley to go hunting too. There's a lot of fresh green growth right there, so it's actually not a bad idea. It's hot and dry and disgusting, but it's not a bad place to go statistically speaking, because you're going to have all that lush green growth that the deer can eat without. It's not too tall. Keep your dust down. Drive slow. Enjoy the view. Enjoy the ambiance. Enjoy it all. Enjoy the smell. Slow it down. But especially when you're driving by a campsite or another vehicle. There's just nothing worse than when you're driving down the road or sitting in camp and somebody goes flying right by you. Leaves you in a big cloud of dust. Not my favorite thing to do. So we covered the fog lights. We'll go back over, switch back over. At some point, Eric's going to join us here. Myself, huh? There we go. So again, the archery season isn't a big deal. So get up there now. Enjoy the area. Once rifle season starts, I'd probably give it a couple of weeks after that. I'll find a way to find when they actually start. I'll throw them in the description. But once rifle season starts, I'm going to give it 2 weeks. During that 2 weeks, I'm either going to go into the game refuge, or I'm just going to kind of stay at home and forget what that is, staycation, I guess. It's only a couple of weeks. By then, a lot of people will have gotten their deer. The numbers will start thinning out. Another thing to remember when you're out in the forest this time of year, or during deer season, let's be more specific, make your presence known. I know it's going to piss off a hunter that you come walking through with, say, a bell or, crunch, 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 or singing your song as you walk through the woods. But personally, as a hunter, I'd rather you scare off my deer than me think you're a deer and then there could be a bad situation. So make your presence known. Talk loud. It'll also keep the bears away, keep the mountain lions away. So keep your kids entertained. There's a lot of good reasons. Make your presence known. Sometimes it's not a bad idea if you don't want to make a little less noise. Wear the same clothes the hunters are wearing, an orange ball cap or an orange vest or something. There's nothing wrong with that. Better safe than sorry, right? I mean, there are a lot of people out there that are very safe and responsible, but all it takes is that one bad apple, and we just won't go there. At some point, hopefully, he's coming. So let's see here. The other thing I wanted to remind you all that now's a great time of year. Although we've passed the peak of a lot of the blooms and a lot of the greens, that doesn't mean that season's over. Now's a great time. The weather, I was told that it was mid 60s at night over at Heidi Camp last Saturday night. I wasn't there, just a rumor I heard. But the days are perfect right now. They're just epic up there. Let's say 5,000 to 6,000 feet. It's just perfect. So I encourage you to get up there. And then with that said, remind you that we've got 3 or 4 months. Let's push 4 or 5 months until snow starts coming. It starts Saturday. Kevin, is it archery season that starts Saturday or rifle season that starts Saturday? And speaking of Saturday, before I forget to remind y'all, I'm going to look on the Covelo side of the National Forest, meeting up at M1 FH7. I'm going to go look for that B-17 crash. I asked that each household drive their own car, bring a mask, and we're going to walk apart. The thing would be cool is if we get enough people. I only have a general location and know where to hike, and I have several drones, so we'll be able to find it. But with a few other people, we can comb the forest, spread out, be socially distanced, and see if we can find this thing. It's still out there according to the articles I found, so I'm going to go check it out. So again, Kevin, Saturday, is that archery season or rifle season? I'd be really curious. So the 3 or 4 months, once the snow hits, it's going to limit a lot of our camping. A lot of the places I really, really enjoy going, they're going to be under 4 or 5 feet of snow. So I'm going to have to find somewhere new. Yeah, that's what we're doing. Yeah, you are technically allowed 14 days in the National Forest. I think that's total per year, if I remember correctly. But I have yet to meet a person that's actually suffered a consequence from staying 15 days or longer. I've never stayed for 14 consecutive days, but I hope I'm not sinking myself here or incriminating myself, but I'm well over 14 total days in the National Forest this year. The longest we stayed was 7. The rest were all 5-day trips, but quite an abundance of them and having a great time and enjoying them. So the snow level is going to reduce things. So even like Lake Pillsbury, Whole Mountain, even that, I've seen snow down in the game refuge on the M6. The altitude's not that high. I think it's 3,000 feet or so, but it's on down in a little valley, that M6, so it doesn't warm back up. So when you get those really cold storms, it snows and it sticks. So there are places we're going to be able to go disperse camping, a whole lot of them. I'm just saying that there's going to be fewer of them. I personally plan to keep checking out my next emphasis would be the southeast edge, kind of entering in through Clear Lake area. That's a lot of area I want to explore, head towards Snow Mountain Wilderness. Now I know I can't get up Snow Mountain Wilderness because it is a wilderness area, but also it gets a ton of snow. And with that snow, I'm not set up for it, so I won't make it in. But I'm gonna go check that area out. I've very little experience over there, and I figured, well, as I was creating my pin map on Google, now I'm actually able to start seeing the areas I've not been and I need to cover to get a better understanding and a better view of the National Forest. So I have some areas to cover, and now I can find them a whole lot easier. If you've never heard about my pins, they are available for download on my Patreon account. So if you want to help this channel out and support this to make it easier for me to make more videos, I've got one guy giving me $2 a month. That's great. It's a cup of coffee on the way out. But if you want to get my pins for $17, you get all of my pins as long as you're a recurring patron, I guess it's called. Every time I release updates, which is I try to stick to under 4 weeks, you get a fresh file to upload to Avenza, Gaia, Google Maps, Google Earth, carry with you. And you can download every single spot I have and have them all available to you whenever you want. So feel free to check that out. We also post content on there daily. Today I uploaded I'll show you one here and eventually, one little behind the scenes cut that Pepper put together. She actually made a video specifically to some behind the scenes funny moments. It was really cool. So all of those are going to be uploaded on there. You can check them out there. I upload pictures from all our trips. I upload, if I find a link or something I find important or prevalent or good to know, throw it up on Patreon. It's all there. So yeah, if you want to see even more, if you like what you see on YouTube here, then check out Patreon, because even at the $5 level, you get to see all the pictures and videos. Another nice thing about the camping in the winter that I personally absolutely love is it means that I can have a campfire without worry. I've been to Board Tree now, let's see, twice this year, maybe 3 times. Loved it. It's a great place. Granted, you can't stay there in the wintertime. It's covered in snow. But I like being able to have a real wood fire. Those propane fire pits are really swell for the ambiance, but I would never roast a s'more over those or a marshmallow over those because of the soot that comes off them. It just makes me nervous eating that stuff. So yeah, I'd rather have one than not by carrying one to have the ambiance and the fire, whatever. But there's something about a real wood fire. There's just something about the crackle and the sparks and all that stuff. So winter is a great time. The other thing I love about it is it's a good time to just chill camp, just relax. Sit underneath the tarp and listen to the rain and the snow falling. Sit in the trailer and just watch a movie, whatever it may be. Go out for a hike, get soaking wet, and then go for a drive. Turn on the heated seats, turn on the heater. Don't forget to turn on the air conditioner because it is a dehumidifier, so it will actually dry the air. So if your boots are all wet and you're all wet, turn on the heater and the air conditioner. It will not hurt your air conditioner to run the heater at the same time. Also, if it's called a camping hack or off-roading hack, you can run your AC when you're following people. It's a very, very crude air filter, but it does work. The evaporator, when it's cooling your air, will actually cause condensation on the outside of the evaporator. That condensation, as the air passes through, it will catch a lot of the dust and send it out the drain through the bottom of your car. A lot of you have seen that when you park your car on a hot day after the air conditioner's been running, it leaves that puddle underneath. Well, that same water is going to trap a lot of the dust. So again, it's okay to run your air conditioner while you're running your heater. Dry you off. If you're freezing cold and like you need to dry off quick, great way to do it. Go for a drive. Go someplace you've never been. Go play in the mud. There are some places out there. I know quite a few over in the BLM area of Indian Valley where we've had some great times playing in the mud. We generally get stuck and have to pull each other out, but who cares? There's nothing like throwing a rooster tail, putting in four-wheel drive and just spinning a four-wheel drive down on a single tire because the mud is just so slick. A lot of fun. There's a lot of cool things you can do in wintertime that you just cannot do in the summertime. Yeah, so let's see here. Good time to have. Also, we talked about radius. I can't reach it from here. Wintertime is a good time to start thinking about having a two-way radio, not just for safety, but also for the weather. When you start getting up into these higher elevations where they're like, I don't want to say isolated mountains, but let's say Anthony Peak. It's the tallest thing around for quite a ways. You get microclimates. So you'll get different weather there than you might say a few miles away or a little bit below that. So it's good to know what's going on in the general vicinity and have some idea of what's going on. Last winter, I had 2 friends staying up on Whole Mountain on the M1. And they were a great time first night, and then they started seeing clouds accumulate, and they did happen to have a radio that had the NOAA weather stations. They tuned in the NOAA weather station and found out there was a foot of snow coming that night. So they packed up and headed out. I, for one, and I'm sure it's happened. Oh, thanks. So archery season starts this Saturday. Okay. And I believe it lasts for 2 weeks. So anyway, they ended up getting out just fine. But if they had stayed, they probably would have had a very miserable time. They had very well-equipped vehicles. They had a winch, and they had all the recovery gear, so they would have made it out. But it probably would have taken them a very, very long time. So they just headed down the mountain another 1,000 or 2,000 feet. Sometimes that can make all the difference in the world. But what I was alluding to or getting to was I have been camping, and Fortunately, we woke up and it wasn't much snow, but it was enough to collapse my tent. I woke up with my tent about 4 inches above my face. This was before the new Chevy and the trailer. I was quite surprised to wake up like, whoa, hello, the tent's like right here. Okay, so you push it up, it pops back into place, and the snow goes flying. So it's good to know what's going on in the forest. It's good to be prepared. Remember, spare tires, Band-Aids, all those things. We hope we never need them, but glad we have them. I've talked about this once before, but I'd like to reiterate this, especially when we've got the bunch of people out in the woods and who knows who and who knows what. We just talked about winter, so it kind of works for everything. When I go out, I have a spreadsheet, not a spreadsheet, a Word document that each time I customize. What vehicle am I driving, year, make, model, color, license plate number, or VIN number, who's coming with me, what radio frequency am I listening to, when do I plan to be back, if I'm not back by, come looking for me. Let's see what other information. A couple of people in my friend circle or family circle that know the vicinity, know the area where I'm going to be. I'm going to put their name and phone number in there, and I'm going to send that to a couple of people that I know and trust that I can rely on that if stuff hits the fan, they're going to open that file up and access the information inside, and then be able to send out somebody to come find me. Now, having the color, knowing what I look like. I mean, I tend to stand out, but what if the other guy doesn't? Knowing the general vicinity, where I went, and the license plate number can be critical when it comes to search and rescue. If it's, oh, well, he's a white guy, 160 pounds, and no hair on his head, well, okay, that's pretty generic. Even if you said, well, he's got a blue chin, that's still pretty good. But having a location is even more important. And then having a radio with a frequency, they can tune into that. First responders, they'll find a way to tune into whatever you got. So even if it's UHF, leave it in your little spreadsheet. Again, make a template, if you will, and then fill in the blanks as you go on every trip and send it to somebody you know, love, and trust. So I think we're going to show, let me see if I can find that file. I'll show you one of these outtakes Pepper made. I thought they were pretty funny. So let's see here. Insider videos. We'll do, who cares? We'll show a couple of them. So how do I share my screen again? I think I go here and then top, share screen. There we go. See, I'm figuring this stuff out. I'm getting a little bit faster, aren't I? Not perfect, but I'm getting there. And of course, that mirror thing just looks terrible.
You're just going to be quietly doing your work, and I'm going to walk in and say, let's go camping. I'm probably going to say, hey, the weather looks good this weekend. When are you out of here? Let's go camping. And you'll just be like, flat, yes.
You want some behind the scenes footage. Here we go. We'll film the intro to our next video. Well, I hope it's the intro. We're about to find out.
Oh, I meant also.
When you start carving.
No, okay. You're right. Okay.
No, hardly.
Okay, so I'll start it while I'm out of the car.
This one's also four-wheel drive. Has the same amount of ground clearance, premium sound. Oh.
You did such a good job.
Yeah, I don't know, the extra space. Okay.
You're good. Sure. What are we going to drive this time?
I don't know, what do you want to drive?
Maybe we can take the Subi this time. Finally have a car camping trip I've been talking about. Travel light. We can still have the awesome sound. 4-wheel drive, great ground clearance, and good fuel economy. It could be cheaper.
Sounds nice and all, I don't know.
Okay, let me do it again. I will move faster. You're too quick for me. Very good. So should I stop this?
For a second. Okay.
Okay. Oh. Okay, I'm ready. Okay. I'll try to be speedier with it. I'm scared. I don't want to whack it into something. Okay. Hi, handsome. Nice photo if I have to. Getting some B-roll, huh?
Let's see if we can find one more. I forget which one was the other fun one, but we'll click one. Let's see what happens. Randomness. As your chin just above those bars. Yeah, this one's got hollow joints. Yeah, and I have 60 frames of it's kind of cool. You have to listen to the other end, and the audio is really echoey, reverb. I would like to find out what's at the other end.
Yeah.
Well, there's 2 more pipes. I'm like walking on some jagged metal. Yeah. I'm not sure what their name is, but like, I guess the common name, the water boat moves. Is it like a little rowboat with oars that come off the side? Does it look like they're paddling? Go on.
I feel it. Cool.
The stream remove. We really liked these little moments, and we wanted to share more of them with you. So we will be sharing them on these live streams on Patreon, and then after a little while, we will be launching them on YouTube. We just find them so amusing to make, and they're so quick. They're fun little edits. We do have. It's been asked for before. We've been meaning to do it for a very long time. We're finally working on our camp setup and campsite video. That was part of what you saw about the intro of us sitting in the cars and talking about what cars we're going to take. Oh, Eric's here. Add the stream. There is Eric. Hey there. I can hear you. So, well, almost ready, Eric. So that'll be our camp video will be coming up of what I personally take camping with me, the vehicle we drive, how we choose our vehicle, the stuff we pack in there. Even got a time lapse that you pack in the trailer. It's all in there. If you want to see what gear I bring, that's going to be the video to watch. Hope it's launched next week. I'm hoping. We have set our first premiere. I've never done a YouTube premiere set for Thursday at 8:15 p.m. So Actually, Eric was on this trip. So back in the beginning of July, Eric, myself, and several others that I don't know if they want their names shared, we all went up to Board Tree. And from there, we drove around, no road left or unexplored, basically, if I remember correctly. Right, Eric?
Yep, that was our plan that day, especially near us.
We drove a lot and a lot and a lot, and we got some epic footage of pretty much everybody's cars from the drone. We got a lot of really good stuff. Some multicam shots where a camera's in one spot, drones in another. Another shot where there's a couple of GoPros facing different directions. We got some really cool stuff. If you want to watch that video live with comments, you can join us at 8:15 on Thursday here on Dylan Panko's channel. It's weird saying my own name. And hopefully Eric will be on there too. So if anybody has any questions about his vehicle or where we went, Eric has a very good memory of where we went, probably better than my memory of where we went. So please join us for that. And with that said, Eric, okay, I'm off my soapbox now. I heard you just went on a trip. Where'd you go?
Yes, just for the weekend. An old buddy of mine asked me to take him out. He hasn't been camping in about 30 years, and it's been almost as long since I've known him. And we went out to Board Tree Friday night. You know, had to work that day, so left just a little early. And I knew it'd probably be dark by the time we got there. It's a bit of a journey from Petaluma, and so we got about 10 p.m. into Board Tree and set up camp and enjoyed a fire. And it was a nice place to arrive at night, having already been there. And I did catch just a little bit of your stream earlier mentioning about some trailers set up. Yeah, I noticed a few RV trailers and not many people hanging around thinking maybe they're exploring the area. But no, they're staking ahead of time, huh?
Yes, they are.
Anyway, so yeah. So and then Saturday we went exploring the area a little bit. I showed him a little bit of what we had seen, and then we went by Pusket Meadows since I hadn't been there yet, and it was all new to him. And
oh, you hadn't been there? You didn't go with us that day?
No, I didn't go with you that day.
That's a beautiful spot, huh?
Oh, it's gorgeous. It was definitely. I would definitely want to go back. There was quite a few people there that day. It was Saturday afternoon, so wasn't the best day to try it the first time, I imagine, but it was beautiful. We loved it. And but then we went back, and some of the goal was to get some water that day, and then found that wonderful camp for the night. And so we gave him a taste of in camp and doing a real campfire, and then also dispersed camping where no one around and we could hoot and holler and not interrupting neighbors and just enjoy the wilderness. And yeah, what a beautiful spot that was. So
it is a beautiful spot. And if anybody wants to know where he's kind of beating around the bush, you want to know where he got water? Look for through my videos go to the search bar and type in spring water. You'll find not only a video of the spring, but you'll actually find the Google link to get the directions directly there, and you can go check it out for yourself. Also, where Eric stayed, I think the sign says Simpson Camp, but I don't think it's not an official thing. It's something that somebody just made and stuck on the tree. But it's a beautiful spot. I personally prefer it this time of year. I think it's perfect because it gets a little breezy. Did you guys find it to be a little breezy right there, like a little bit of a wind tunnel? Are you frozen, Eric? It's frozen in time. I'll just answer the question for him. Yes, it is. It is a little bit breezy when you stay there. So if you stay there when it's warm, like right now, that's not a big deal because, the wind isn't a big deal because it's already warm, so the breeze actually feels really good. And the view from there is really pretty looking up. I know I have a video up of a drone flight. I think it's called Smith Camp. Oh, we completely lost him. That's too bad. I was going to ask him. So Eric's the one who actually showed me the article of Big Sur and what's going on down there. And I was going to pick his brain a little bit more because he's apparently saw it on some group and might know a little more information. When I read it, I was completely appalled. But I also didn't have time to go look up where you would disperse camp down in that area because I don't really see those people coming up here for the weekend. I mean, some might. That's pretty hardcore. And people from my area go to Tahoe, and that's like a 5 to 6 hour drive. So anything's possible. Expand and enjoy. That's the way I see it. So, hey, maybe that's my new slogan. Just kidding. So I've gone over my list. I'm going to just hope that somebody will put in the topic here, and we'll keep going for a little bit longer, or Eric will come back because I covered what I thought was really important. Yeah, again, I'm excited to be this time of year to go camping. I've said it before, so when I go camping next because of deer season, I'm actually hoping people will drive the animals into me by going into the game refuge. By going to the game refuge, the animals should be in there and get pushed in there, and I like the wildlife, and there should be far fewer people. And that boop means he's back. Far fewer people down in the game refuge. So why not enjoy it? And be away from everybody else. Unless you're hunting deer, then my suggestion would be Indian Valley, because that's where I'm not going to be, and they have all the lush green growth for all the animals to eat that's down low, and you're more likely to get one. Just saying. So, Eric, I was mentioning when I noticed that you were like a still frame, that I was actually mentioning that you were the one who was telling me about Big Sur and the problems there about it. And I have talked about them quite a bit. I actually pulled up the link you sent me and touched on a little bit. Said I'd put it in the description when we're done. But and I'm sure I know your thoughts, but I'm appalled at what's going on down there. But what's a quick synopsis of what you're feeling about it?
Well, I'm so glad that we have our forest nearby, Mendocino, that's not so abused, and I hate to see it happen there. Yeah, just really, people need to be educated, on the basics, and it's not too hard to learn. It's just some people go out there and do their own thing and think it's fine, but yeah, and more than one or two people, then you see the problems it turns into, and yeah, it's just sad to see. So hope keep our area happy and can make down there fix what the issues are and help educate people, and
well, that's kind of one of the
accessible
education is part of this channel. We did a whole live stream on dispersed camping etiquette. We got a whole episode dedicated just to etiquette, things that are not on the Mendocino National Forest website, that are not on the Big Sur. Let's see, there's 2 state parks nearby, things that are not on their website. I don't like using the phrase common courtesy or common sense, because what's common to one person isn't so common to the other. What's obvious to one is not obvious to the other. So utilize the information that's out there. If we don't have it on a stream here, suggest it. We'll cover that topic. If you got a question, throw it in the chat. We'll go over it. Not a problem. Or again, we can make a whole show out of it if it's something really juicy. So Eric, the more recent trip, are you going to send me some pictures here soon, so maybe we can go over some of those at some point here?
Sure. Okay. Yeah, it was great. Yeah, that Simpson camp, that sign says estimated or established 1887. So obviously it's got some history, and obviously the sign isn't that old, but who would just forge something like that? There must be some history there to keep it alive like that and keep the sign happy.
I don't know. I have no idea. Hopefully there's somebody that knows its origins, but you're right. There's no way that sign's been there for 140, 150, 60 years and look that good too. So I just don't see it.
But I bet that meadow looks just about as beautiful back then, if not more so. And so what a great little campsite. Yeah, that and the weather was wonderful. It was definitely a little warm the days, but I know down the valleys it was like 100 degrees. So it wasn't so bad up there in the daytime, but in the nighttime it must have been probably mid 60s. It was so beautiful. I mean, I was out in my car and just what I was sleeping in, and it was in the middle of the night for a little bit, and it was so warm and lush. And
I'll bet it was. I was saying that another thing I think I was saying at some point was that or trying to ask you was, did you find it to be kind of a wind tunnel when you were there?
There was a light breeze as the sun went down, but that was about it. We had really perfect weather, So.
All right, so maybe it's just the winter time, because I was there end of April, and that's when we had rain, electrical storm come through, and it was fun. It was a great place to stay, but it definitely was breezy and cold. It's one thing to be cold when we got the wind in there, then it just kind of like beats through and gets through your cloth, and it's chilly. Give me fire,
I could see with a stiffer breeze, it would be a little brutal there, but we got lucky. It was wonderful.
Yeah. Absolutely.
And yeah, you're right. The road down to the spring right now is rather beat up because they're clearing out the forest there, it looks like, and just thinning out the fuel for fire, I suppose. And they've been running big trucks through there and kind of smoothed it over. But it's just this fluffy powder and then a bunch of huge sticks, that kind of make obstacles.
He's freeze frame again. I can finish for him because I've been on that road recently. The road down to the water spring and several other roads around the area, they have had large excavators down in there to selectively harvest trees to lower the fuel level. And they also brought trucks down in there. So the road down to the spring is beat up. It is fairly smooth right now. Wait till the rains come. Because the top, they rounded all the turns off to make them easier for trucks to get through, which is great. But man, the first rain, that is going to be a disgusting mess, and I want nothing to do with it without something heavy enough to cut through the mud and some nice meaty tires to grab.
Things that you could tumble.
Here he is dropping back in. It's kind of sad. The last time I went down there, I was not real excited about the view because I used to like the drive down there. It's this little tiny road, neat little turns, and we're connecting on the device. And now it's not that. It's not that at all. Which one is he on? Eric, which one are you? I've got like 3 of you. There we go. I was saying I filled in for you as you left off on the road that it's not the same. For lack of a better word, I'll say it again, ambiance. It's not the same down there. Going down that little road, I used to get that little mellow feel as we went down that really narrow road, couple of real sharp turns, couple of transitions. Nothing my Subaru couldn't make, no problem, but and your Volvo made it. Well, actually, you made it the first time too. I was going to say they leveled out that creek crossing. It's almost nothing now, which is also going to wash out. They smoothed that out, made it less of a transition. But man, there was something about that drive down there. Now it's not the same. So go ahead.
It has a little more of apocalyptic feel at the moment than it did when we were there recently.
Mm-hmm.
Just the destruction of the road and them going through the forest there and doing what they're going to do. I mean, it'll probably look beautiful after they finish their work and give it 6 months or a year to kind of recuperate and just go back to nature. It'll be, probably prettier than ever, but right now, yeah, it's a little hairy. That road, I was so low to the water, it was tough getting back up. So I had to keep some momentum going. And then there were some of those big sticks, in the road. I was clunking, hearing bangs, and it was a little hairy going up, trying to get up that hill with all that water. But
now, why, Eric, would that be such an issue? What are you driving?
85 Volvo 240 wagon.
Yeah,
and this time with my friend and his stuff, and I brought some extra water for work, so it was the heaviest load I've run out there before. And
you brought back water? You brought back water for work?
Yeah, 5 gallon for our water cooler.
Nice.
It filled up. Yeah.
Any floaties in there?
What was that? Sorry.
I said any floaties in it? People go, ew.
No, not that stuff. We don't. Yeah, we know that's good though.
No, absolutely. I've still got some in my kitchen. I think I've got I've got around 12 gallons left. So at some point here, I'm going to have to break down and go get more. But I got a little more time. So I'd also mentioned earlier, Eric, that I'm pretty sure you saw it on my Facebook thread, but Saturday we're going to go find that plane crash. Just going for the day though. Shouldn't be anything too extreme. I hope you don't need any hardcore vehicles. So I'm bringing our Subaru. Is Eric freeze frame again? I guess he is. So again, Saturday, if you are interested in coming, best way would be to get me through Bluebeard Adventures on YouTube, or get me on YouTube, on Facebook, or send me a private message or direct message, whatever generation you're from, on Facebook, and I will. Here he comes again. I will let you know the time and the location. But we're thinking probably around 10:30, maybe 11, meeting at FH7 and M1 and heading up and in. Again, I only have a general idea, so it should be pretty fun to spend the day exploring. Eric, I was before I noticed you went freeze frame again, I asked if you had seen my thread about going Saturday to go to the plane crash. Yeah,
I did. I don't know if I can make it, but yes, I did. That
well,
sounds
I'll
pretty
cross
cool.
my fingers. We're just gonna go for the day. I'm not even gonna leave that early. We're probably gonna meet up. Do you remember we put the cameras on and first started the adventure in that little turnaround? So that was FH7 and M1. We're gonna meet right there at maybe 10:30, and then probably head out around 11. And the road is west of the M1 on the other side of the Eel River. And we're going to head up that. It'll be through private property, national forest, private property, national forest, so on and so forth, and just keep going. And then we get to some sort of ridge and park. And then from there, from what I understand, it's a 2-mile hike to get to the plane wreckage. But it's apparently still there. I'm really curious to do a video about a plane wreck. I've never even seen one. So this should be interesting. Granted, one that's this old, too. I think they said like 40s or 50s. So it's been there a while.
Yeah, wasn't it? Yeah, it was late 40s. I think the crash happened. Or
yeah, let's see if we can find it.
I saw that link too. It looks like a fun little adventure.
I'm looking it up.
And being a gearhead, I think I would enjoy seeing some mechanical bits and
yeah.
what things were.
So if you type in Leech Lake Mountain B as in Bravo 17, the first hit will bring you up to here. I'll share the screen real quick. Let's see. I think if we do this one, share screen, this one, share here real quick. So here's the link it sends you to, and this is what we're going to be going to find. So when did it crash? 1943 on May 30th at 3:11 in the morning. So I'm excited to go check it out. These guys are, from what I understand, were victims of lack of technology. They called in the weather report via radio, I guess, and were told it was all clear, and then got into the Covelo area and couldn't see anything and crashed from the mountain. So all we really have to go on is these photographs. But I figure with a few more people and the drones, I think we can find it. I've spent a good hour or two looking on Google Earth and was unable to find it, but I think we can find it with this website, and I'll throw a description for this in the I'll throw the link to this in the description. I'm mixing up my words when we finish up this live stream, and we go stop share. There we go. So that's what we're gonna go try and find.
Do we know where that mountain is? I was trying to look for that mountain listed somewhere, and I couldn't find it. Did you know actually where it is?
Yeah, well, let's see if we can find it again here. I did find it last time I looked, but we can do it again.
On Google?
Yep. That's the way I typically roll. Okay. Let's see here. Yep. Covelo. M1, we want this road over here. Yeah, there it is. So go back here and go screen share. Share screen here. Share here. So here's FH7, 162. Leech Lake Mountain is right in here. So we'll come in, like I said, private property, national forest, private property. We'll come in through here. Go away, add or whatever you are, and come up in through this road and then up and somewhere in here. I will be doing more research. I'm not going in completely blind. I'll do some more research. But again, I'm going to bring a bunch of batteries for the drone and my hiking boots and be ready to walk. But I've tried to match some of the, of course, my internet's going to go slow. Oh, there it goes. I've been trying to match what I see in the terrain here versus the terrain in the photographs. I'm not going to switch back and forth because I'll make everybody sick. But I like the challenge. I want the challenge, and I love the idea for a video. I think it'd be a great video. That's another idea, or another not possibility. Another thing to think about is if you want to be in one of my videos, that'd be a great way to be there, is to be on the trip. Eric's been on the trip, and his car was featured for quite a while. So it should be interesting. I'm looking forward to this video, Eric. I don't know if you know. I think I told you it's actually pretty long. We had so much footage that we were able to make something 45 minutes that I found really compelling. So I'm really excited to share that with everybody, because I know you've seen portions of it, because you stopped by, what, a week ago, 2 weeks ago?
Yep, I've seen little
Yeah.
tidbits here and there. I can't wait to see the whole thing.
Yeah, I've thrown out a few teasers. I love throwing out those little teaser bones. I'm like, yeah, I'm just gonna throw you out a little bit of food and keep you interested long enough that when it goes, you're gonna be like, oh God, I'm just gonna eat it now.
Yeah, I could have taken a bigger teaser. Yeah, I can't wait.
Overland Trail Guides, what's up? I did give you a shout out at the beginning of this. Again, I really appreciate what you do to help out. And I look forward to you coming on this show soon also. I've invited Overland Trail Guides to join me because it seems like a lot of what we're doing kind of aligns together. The only difference being that they're not as specific as I am. Again, I don't only do videos of Mendocino National Forest, but that's where I tend to go, so that's where I do them. At some point, I'll branch out and go other places. But they go all over the place, and I'd love to share some of their stories. So hopefully they're coming on pretty soon. And when are you throwing up some more videos? Because last I checked, you only had a trailer. I want to see some more of your footage because the trailer had some good stuff in it. Oh, you have a pin that might be the crash site. Well, if I hang out here for a few more minutes with this awesome gentleman named Eric, you going to toss us that, or you going to send it via direct message or something? You can message me through Patreon, obviously. You are one of my patrons. Yeah, so Eric, we need to get another camping trip going. Oh, he's got it. While I load this link, I hope you're not opposed to that. How do I? Oh, I wonder if I can use this machine. I've got two computers going because one just isn't enough. I'm trying to copy this, but it won't. Oh, there we go. See? And then I guess I'm going to have to email it to get it onto this machine. Gmail. No, not going to work. Compose. First, everybody has to be patient with me. So, Eric, what I was saying, we need to get another trip going. Maybe end of September. Maybe we can
end of September.
I don't know yet. That's what I'm thinking. I don't have a specific plan. I don't even have a specific place in mind. I just want to get out again. I'd be out doing a camping trip this weekend. I just don't have the funds to do an entire 5-day trip right now. Loading up the pin or the email to get the coordinates because I'm high tech here. Whoa, what is this? Oops.
Was it?
I'm clicking too many buttons.
Camping's expensive. It's something I heard you say. Camping is expensive leaving and expensive returning, but
camping's cheap. It's the getting there and getting back expensive. I think I said that last week, or no, it might have been on Brian's show. Anyway, okay, here we go. So let me share this screen.
Yeah.
Share screen, click this. It goes into obnoxious view, but if I click it real quick. So here we go. What if we go to satellite? Huh. Oh, hey, look at that. There is some debris here. Yeah, there's something there that I wasn't able to find before. I was like, what's that? What'd you say, Eric? And then he's going away again. Where I was looking more
looks like a debris field. Yep.
Yeah, I've been looking more in this like northeast, and looks like it's down over here. So I had my bearings all mixed up. Again, see, working together, we can find stuff. That looks like a distance. I wonder, can you measure stuff from here? So if I go from here, measure distance, click map, trace your path. From here at this pond, 2,000 feet. That's nothing. I can fly the drone that far from here and probably still have line of sight, especially if I came around like the side of the lake. The nice part about using the drone is that we don't have to just hike endlessly. And this is perfect. So that's where I plan to go on Saturday. Wife's going. My son's coming with us. As far as I know, my son's coming with us. You're welcome to join us. Again, if you're, I asked that each household drive their own car when we're out there, that we maintain some distance. But yeah, I'll be bringing a bunch of cameras. Overland Trail Guides, I can't thank you enough for that little pin there. That was fantastic. Stop screen sharing. So he's dropping more information since I last looked. Just dropped into Google Maps. I noticed drop it in the maps, but unfortunately on the machine I'm actually looking at right now and using, I'm unable to copy and paste the coordinates, so it wasn't that easy. And if you're saying 50-50 on the location, then a 50-50 like is in your 50% chance that's the spot. Eric saw it too. It looked like debris to me. But again, at 2,000 feet, I can send the drone that far. 3,000 is where I'm really pushing the limits of visual line of sight, because I have to have a visual observer and maintain a visual on the drone the entire time, or somebody right next to me does, to be under the Part 107. And considering I'm going to be using it for commercial purposes, I do need to use the Part 107 and follow the guidelines, because at some point, all of these will be monetized, and I will be making money off of these videos, and I will want to be Part 107 certified. Last thing I want is the FAA knocking on my door saying you're using a drone in furtherance of a business. I don't know how many people know or care, but in furtherance of a business is an extremely generic term for any way you're going to make money. That's in furtherance of a business. And if you're flying a drone, even if you are not making money right now, but you plan to someday, that's in furtherance of a business. I don't know. Well, Overland Trail Guides, again, check out their channel. These guys seem to really know their stuff. I did check them out on their website. Their website's really, really good. But I can't wait for some content and for you guys to come on here and let's chat it up. Again, let's use the Big Sur as a learning experience, because it doesn't directly impact, at least myself. Sorry to be so selfish. But let's learn from those mistakes, that if you abuse it, you're going to lose it. And I don't want to lose it. I love going out in the national forest and dispersed camping, seeing people enjoying the campgrounds. Eric went to Plesket Meadows. You saw that campground. Did you drive through it, Eric, the campground?
Just a little bit, yeah. It wasn't too full. It was only maybe a third filled, maybe. But
yeah, but it's a really nice
on the other side by the water access, and like that little.
It's a really nice place, though, right?
Beautiful. Oh, it was gorgeous. Loved it.
Yeah, for a campground, it's got a lot going for it. You got the vault toilets. It's really clean, and you can go fishing, walking. It's only a few minutes. I think there's a couple of spots. It's like 100 or 200 yards, and your line is in the water. I stayed there once. Shoot, I think it was like October or November. It hadn't snowed yet, and we were the only ones there. So it was fantastic. I backed the trailer into a spot, and we stayed there, and we were all alone. I really like it. Again, Eric is
enjoying it on their kayaks.
Yeah, you are allowed to take small non-motorized boats out on there, and swimming is not recommended, it says. It doesn't say no swimming, it says not recommended. So I guess that means if you really wanted to, but I would imagine if you actually swam in the main pond, you'd probably get a lot of nasty looks and comments from everybody that's fishing along the edge. Because generally there's people fishing there almost all day. There is a lower pond. Did you check out the lower pond at all, Eric?
I didn't notice, no.
What?
Spend too much time. No, I did not.
You got to get a drone.
I figured I'd go back there another day, when hopefully it wasn't so crowded, and we wanted to still find the next camp that night, and we had, it wasn't too far. We hadn't gone too far since Board Tree when we left that morning, so I want to explore a little bit.
Yeah. Did you come in? Did you go in? Did you go in through 5 or did you go in through 101?
Through 101. It was pretty drive, so
okay,
it was really hot that day, so
over to Board Tree and then double back. Wow, yes. Brave soul. I think I've said that before, that it's a hard toss up for me. I like the drive of going to the 101 and then down, because it's almost forest the entire drive, whereas down the 5 just gets dull and boring. But I had a awesome friend who shall remain nameless that was kind enough to take our Avenza map and actually draw us a new route home down through Stony Ford and then Bear Valley by Indian Valley and down to the 20. And it didn't really, we were on dirt and narrow, windy roads for most of the way. Didn't really seem to add much time to the drive time. I was towing the trailer. We had no issue. The only real problem I had was they just graded part of the road in Bear Valley, and they used some sort of very large, like not crushed rock, but almost like river rock. So it was like driving on ball bearings. There were a couple times that I had some understeer with a 1,000-pound trailer behind me, which going around a turn with, it's jackknife basically. It's not pretty. So great drive though. I'll have to take you on that one, Eric, sometime. And also Bear Valley is a super bloom area. So if you go at just the right time, you see a huge abundance of wildflowers. So it's supposed to be a great place for photographers. And the road's kind of neat. It goes straight, turns left, goes straight, turns right, goes left, turns. It's really, really weird through this big valley. Real pretty. So if you're looking for a day trip, that's a fun one to do. Go up below it is Highway 16, but Bear Valley up in through Indian Valley and back. Walker Ridge Road. I know you know that one. And then Bartlett Springs Road, and then back home to the 20 and 101. There's a lot of good day trips. And I think that if I remember correctly, that's one of the things that Overland Trail Guides is thinking of doing is offer, or I guess you guys already do it, is offer your routes. Or I offer the pins, they're offering routes, which is maybe something you might be interested in. As far as I know, Eric, they're all their stuff is free. Also, they are, I guess, anyway, I shouldn't speculate. They're just going to come on and tell us. But with that said, I just broke an hour, so I'm going to go. But Eric, I hope I see you in the chat on Thursday. You won't actually see me during the premiere. I'll be in the chat watching with everybody else, 8:15 on Thursday. So no live show this Thursday. It'll be a premiere. It is 44.5 minutes long. Some amazing drone shots, some great GoPro shots on all these cars. Almost everybody has their own little segment. It's pretty cool. And actually, I think the footage is heavy on your side, Eric, because a lot of the stuff, because you were in the front a lot of your footage is crystal clear and the lens stays clean. So you can see your lumber rack, and it's kind of interesting to watch the image stabilization when it's on your car, because your car moves, but the camera stays stable. So it shows just how bumpy we really are on these roads. And yeah, I'm really looking forward to it. And again, it's Pepper doing the editing, so there's a lot more storyline to it. So Eric, thank you for joining me again. I appreciate you coming on, even if it's only for 5 minutes. Again, man, jump on anytime. I really appreciate it. And if there's anybody else out there that wants to come on and help me, because sometimes I feel like I'm, just that guy on the late night AM radio that's just talking and talking and talking, And I want to make sure my content is useful and enjoyable and fun to watch. So I have the utmost confidence the videos are. The live streams, I want you guys to be an active part of it. And that goes for you, Eric, and other people that are watching also. In the comments, also come on the show. So with that said, hang out for a second, Eric. I'm going to say night-night, everybody. Thank you for joining us. We've had a decent watch count all night, and I really appreciate that. Saturday, if you want to go out with me, hit me up on Facebook through Bluebeard Adventures. Eric is a part of it. He was, I think, like the second invite. So anyway, cheers, y'all.
Thanks, everyone.